about what was going on. Roy Santoro, and the name of the book is Hurricane Ian: Stories from the Storm. And you can get it on Amazon right now. We by the way, we're not selling that. We're not making a percentage. I don't know if I need to say that, but we hope you do buy the book because there are some great stories in there. Now, Roy, thanks for coming on.
Sorry.
How many of the stories are from Fort Myers Beach?
I would say out of this, about 65-70% because
wow.
I tried to get stories from like Cape Coral. People forget like Arcadia got whacked with all the rain. And I work at the Southwest Florida Horse Rescue, so we saw a lot of the people coming in from up there where the flooding had wiped out a lot of the agricultural grass, so they were bringing in hay and all kinds of stuff for the horses, and then that turned into an EOC because a lot of them shut down really early, which was very surprising. So we started getting a lot of supplies for humans, like diapers and all kinds of other stuff. So,
and that a horse cannot use that.
No, a horse cannot use that, but there were a lot of stories about horses swimming in water up to their chest and stuff. And
I remember somebody got a hold of us, or that was on Facebook. Somebody was looking for their horse for the longest time out, further out. But I mean, do you remember that story? Yeah. I hope they found. Oh,
I remember seeing a story on the news the other day. There was some horse stuck in like a crevice in Turkey, and he was stuck in there for 2 weeks. And somehow how does a horse survive in a hole for 2 weeks? I mean, what are you eating?
How do you go down a lane and just take a left turn to Turkey?
For some reason, I remember seeing this guy pull a horse out of a hole in Turkey.
Yeah, I
mean, if you're a horse, do you really want to be in Turkey?
No.
I mean, that's like the last place you want to be is in Turkey if you're a horse, right?
But the reason I started doing it was because I was running a team.
Right?
You're gonna pull it right back in, Roy. You pull him right back in, reel him back into reality here.
Producer, so I'll reel him back.
Yeah, reel him back in. He's gone out again.
The reason I did is I'm hearing all these stories, and it's like I don't see anybody keeping track of them. And I'm running into all these people who are saying we need to preserve these stories.
Yeah.
So that was the intent of the book. And I did investigative stuff when I worked in TV in Chicago for 40 years. And I was usually used to chasing criminals and politicians and stuff. Yeah. And then when I started going
Why do you put those two together?
Criminals and politicians?
Well, they're nothing alike. I'm sorry.
Like what was the most crazy politician story you've ever chased down?
Well, Chicago is so infamous for all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, we'll pick one.
Paul Powell, who was a Secretary of State, after he died, they found all this money in his closet and shoeboxes.
Yeah,
he just been stashing all this money away.
Where'd he get it from?
He was just taking it from his office, out of his funds, and just putting it away.
And that's illegal. You shouldn't do that.
I probably shouldn't do it
when you're in public. In Chicago, it seems like it should be legal.
Now you're going to get a lot of hate messages for that.
Well, I mean,
I joke with my friends because I'm a resident of Florida, so I joke with them now. They're putting little things about they just voted in the race for mayor in Chicago. I go, I already voted 3 times.
Yeah,
that's right.
Is that where the Lightfoot lady was, or
that?
Yeah, there was like the first mayor of Chicago in 40 years that didn't win re-election.
Correct.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, when there are 30 people dying every day, I guess you have a hard time winning re-election.
Not well loved up there, and that was. She had a lot of issues.
Why are we talking about Chicago?
So how long did it? When did you start the book, and when did you? Because this seems like a pretty fast turnaround.
I kind of started it in October when I started to hear all these stories, and I had a friend who said, "Who's writing this? Who's keeping track of this?" I go, "Well, nobody." So I started just keeping notes in this little book that I have in here, and then I just started hearing these stories from the people at the rescue where I was.
Okay.
And so then I go, somebody's got to do this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so then I came down to Fort Myers Beach.
And then did you just approach people?
Yeah. Like Trisha Kett was just sitting. One of the people I talked to was just sitting there.
Bless you.
In a chair, staring out at the ocean.
Yeah.
And I go, I have to go talk to her. And she just opened up.
Yeah.
Then I met Robin Hardiman, this woman. There was a whole camp of
Bless you.
People living under the bridge after the storm, and everybody thought they're like homeless.
They were shrimpers.
And I go, I know homeless because I'm from Chicago, and I was in and out of there. These are not your traditional homeless people. These are people that were living on the boats, and nowhere else to go. So in her case, they came in off the boat, and they're staying inside of their car because they figure, we'll be safe under the bridge. Well, at about 10, 11:30 when the surge started to come in. Their dog jumps up on them because they're sleeping. And the dog is soaking wet. And within like 5-10 minutes, the water was all the way up to their chest.
And they're in the car.
And the only reason they're probably alive, they're smokers. And they had their windows open. So they could scoot right out.
Yep.
So then they went up underneath the bridge. They were under that like concrete thing hanging there. And the water keeps coming up. And guess what comes floating by? 25-foot boat, unmanned, floating by. The husband grabs it. They jump in the boat.
Wow.
Well, it's not over yet. It gets worse. The HVAC system off the diversified building starts to snap off, and big chunks of metal are coming in, breaking off, and they're falling down on top of them.
Oh.
So they push themselves off the bridge across, and the whole time up in the windows, there's 3 people watching the whole thing. They can't help because the flood's so high they can't open the doors. So finally, it just, some of these stories are just like, they boggle your mind.
Yeah.
Until you go there and see them. Then a truck from Doc Ford's blows through the window of the building, and they were able to get inside, and that's why they're still alive.
So they went from under the bridge onto a boat, and
they
then
went from a car under the bridge in a boat into the building.
Wow. How many different stories are in the book?
I chopped it down to 24. I had like 40, and I had another 50 that I could have interviewed, but at some point I figured I have to stop.
Get it out there.
And get it out there. Like, one of the most interesting ones is, I don't know if you've seen the video of the house that floats away on Fort Myers Beach. So that was shot by a storm chaser named Max Olson.
Yeah.
So I tracked him down, and he told me the whole story of how they put it there, why they put it there. And then the story of the house is floating away. He had no idea there's 2 people inside. He only finds out later that these 2 people jumped out the window, and one hung onto a tree, and the other one ended up in a house and busted the window open and jumped into that house that was still standing. So that video that he shot is the first time that anybody has shot a storm surge from beginning to end, because it had a 24-hour cycle inside of it. So the National Hurricane Center has contacted him. All of these builders have contacted him. Because it shows how the building washed away. So he says
useful information.
It's already got like 6 million hits.
Wow.
So he was fascinating to talk to. I talked to Matt Devitt from Wink TV, and I was shocked because some of the stuff he said, I go, do you want me to really print this? They're going to fire you. And he goes, nope, this needs to be out there. And so he said, yeah, we blew it. Anytime that many people die in a storm, there's something wrong with the way we're forecasting. So he told me that starting next hurricane season, you're not going to see the little line, the little line that shows the path of the storm.
Spaghetti.
It's getting rid of it. He says, because too many people think that line is the law.
Right.
He says the cone is what you look at.
Yeah.
And like, this area never left the cone. 5 days out,
Right.
this area was in the cone.
Dead. Right.
Stayed in the cone. I also asked him about, is there some kind of a thing, like in the Midwest, everybody's used to the tornado alleys. Is there a hurricane alley building here? Because Charlie took a similar path as Ian did. And I go, is there something with the river, something with the water, the warmth of the water? And he says, I don't know, but it is. They're studying all this stuff to see if this warmer waters along the coastline are maybe drawing the storms in. So,
so they can track it and forecast.
Yeah, his
better.
chapter's fascinating because he talks about Wink is moving. They're not going to be down here anymore. They're going to move further inland because he warned them. So we told you guys to get out. You're going to get water in here. And having worked in broadcasting for 40 years, we always had a backup studio, someplace you could broadcast from, and they didn't. So they're going to redo everything that their hurricane plan. So
do you think you're going to write a follow-up book?
I think I almost have to write like something when it gets closer to the 1-year anniversary to update where these people have all ended up.
Yeah.
Matt Simon said he's the guy that rescued the TV crew that went over the bridge.
I didn't hear about that.
There was a crew doing a live shot. These guys are
From which
meteorologists.
station?
Fox.
The local Fox affiliate or Fox
So they
News?
were doing live shots down there. You think this guy's been
during the storm.
Yeah, he's been
Now listen, I'm dumb. but I'm not that dumb. I went home
Well, he's been covering hurricanes for a long time. Do you think that he would get?
when it's
But I
time to
think
go.
he got caught by the topography there because if you go on San Carlos, there's that little dip there.
Right.
And that's where a big chunk of the surge went in. And that's why all those boats ended up in that mangrove.
Right.
So
Do you have contact information for all these people?
Yeah.
Like, because I think, like, I don't want to take away from your book sales, but I think, like, doing a video interview of them 1 year after would be really cool.
I'll send you a list of who they are. Some of them might not want to
Sure.
Yeah, for sure.
because I kind of stumbled on them, and some of
Yeah.
them are gone. They've moved to other places.
Right.
But I'll give you what I have because I think the idea here was twofold: save the stories and then tell these stories, because there are a lot of people who are coming down here from the north who have no idea what a hurricane is. They think it's a tornado. Well, a tornado lasts. I've been in 3 tornadoes. They last like a minute.
Right.
And they
this went on and on.
Did you
and
ever
on.
have to hug a palm tree in the water for
No,
4 hours as the storm surge goes by?
I told somebody, what was this like? I said, take your grandma, put her up on the roof in a thunderstorm.
Right,
or a
89 years
tornado,
old.
Right,
He
right,
was
right.
89
Right.
years.
And then
89.
And then multiply that by 10.
Right.
Because you're up there for 6. Some of these guys are up on roofs for 6-7 hours.
When I'm
Oh.
89, she's going to be changing my diaper and wiping drool off
Right.
my mouth.
And I will tell
Oh,
you,
somebody will, but it won't be me, folks.
ain't gonna be me either.
That ain't gonna-
And I gotta admit, a lot of this is God.
There's not going to be any volunteers in the audience
no,
either.
you see how quiet it got after
Yeah.
they left? They were like,
Getting old sucks.
They all averted their gaze. Like, it's
Yeah,
not
I
going to
don't
be
like the
us
old people
either.
joke.
We're going back to Wisconsin,
Yeah.
but not before you get to cheese.
But there's a lot of little tips in there
Yeah.
for people if they're ever caught in this situation. Like this one guy, this Dwight Hummel guy, he reminded me so much of my dad. He took a bunch of his stuff, put it in a water bag, and just threw it in the clubhouse where he was sleeping. Well, the clubhouse floods. He ends up on the roof, but he's an old sailor and what's the scout, the Eagle Scout.
How many
Oh,
Eagle,
yeah.
how many Eagle Scouts?
You are not. He's
You
the
don't-
furthest thing from
you
an
don't
Eagle
look like
Scout.
an Eagle Scout. Sorry.
No, he doesn't even know how to change
No
a light
offense.
bulb. Go ahead.
But anyways, he can't get up, so a golf cart drifts by. He climbs up on the golf cart, and for some reason, this guy brings a rope with him because he's a sailor.
Wow.
Well, it turns out to be a smart thing because he ties his rope onto the electrical thing that's coming up out of the beach house that he stayed in, and that saved him from getting blown off.
Wow.
And then the water goes down. He falls off the roof, checks himself out, and he goes back in the clubhouse, finds his wallet, and at least he's got a dry pair of pants.
Yeah.
Wow.
So,
Dude, you're going to sell a lot
Always
of these books.
have a dry bag.
You're going to
guess.
sell a lot of
I-
these
but I-
books
I
because
never-
these are great. Sound like great stories.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah,
how many total stories? 24?
there's 24, and
60% are from Fort Myers Beach.
right, and some of them I kicked out because there's some people embellishing things.
Really?
Like, oh, there's the 3-foot storm thing came in my house, and I go,
Did you
well,
ever see one of her bike rides? She embellishes the whole time while
Oh,
she's out
stop.
there.
I do not.
Oh, please. The wind is blowing me down. I think I'm going to fall.
How long have you been together?
Too long.
Couple hours
Too
now.
long, Roy.
Couple
Too
hours this
long.
morning.
Give you credit for doing
28
this
years.
again.
Wow.
You don't get that for
That's
triple
almost 3
murder.
decades.
You know
Wait,
what?
You don't get 28 years for a triple murder.
I know.
What do you mean
I
triple
have
murder?
paid my doggone dues, right?
It's called Hurricane Ian Storms, Stories from the Storm. Where is that picture from?
That's from the mangroves.
Yeah.
yeah.
It was
over
like
there on San
like
Carlos.
it was like a boat cemetery over there those
Yeah.
first few days. I
That
mean,
boat might still be there.
No, most of them are gone. They got a
I
hard
know
time
most
getting
of them
out
are,
this-
but a couple of them are still there.
you know, it's in some senses you say it's been 6 months and XYZ hasn't been done, but it's been 6 months and all those gigantic boats have
know.
been removed. Like that can't be an easy
No.
task.
I mean, there is an enormous amount of progress, and if people are just
Yeah.
coming down and they see it now, because I'm telling everybody, go down there. You need to see it because the national media came in, did their normal
Yeah.
3-4
Right.
days.
Yeah.
Oh, it's all cleaned up.
Right.
And I have friends going, "Oh, can I go down to Fort Myers Beach?" I
Right.
go, "The place is gone. Do you not
Right.
understand that place you went to last year? That's not there, and neither are the restaurants that you liked.
Yeah.
They're
Right.
gone. But they are rebuilding it, and
Yeah.
you should come down." And I tell everybody, "Come down. This is kind of like hollow ground now. So don't
Right.
come down here.
Right. Don't drive 5 miles an hour down Astoria Boulevard.
Right.
All right.
Well,
So,
if
or
you're gonna
mess
take
it,
pictures,
you know,
get out of
there's
your
enough
vehicle.
stuff here. You know what? Bring
Let
a
the people-
bag
let-
and help clean
Yeah,
up.
let the people get
because-
back to their homes that live on the island. If you want to take pictures, park and get out.
Yeah, go for a walk.
What I actually recommended to a couple guys is they go, find you two guys.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You could, they always have these little beach outings you could go
Right.
on.
Yeah.
To clean and
Well,
yeah,
what's that like? I go, well, you get a bag
Yeah.
and you get the little
Yeah.
things and you pick up garbage off the beach.
right.
Yeah.
Oh, I go, yeah, actually, while you're looking at all this stuff, you can pick it up.
You
You
can do
can help.
something
Yep,
to help.
yep,
yeah.
yep.
So, and I think I just want to, not to kiss ass or anything, but I think you guys are doing a great job because
Well, thank
this
you.
local kind of media is so rare in places.
He
and what-
says that all the time.
And what
Yeah.
you guys are doing is you're getting into the nitty gritty. That one guy talking about his insurance.
Mhm.
There's
Yeah.
a guy trying to write a book about insurance that contacted me, and I go, that is so far above my
Yeah.
pay grade
Right,
because you should have a lawyer, a real estate guy, and an insurance guy as your advisors if you're going to write that book. Otherwise,
Yeah.
you're just going to make things worse. So,
Marianne, what didn't I get? They're telling there's some stories going on here behind my back. Somebody's mocking me on the Facebook there, but Marianne said I didn't get something. She's probably right. I probably didn't get it, but
Well, a lot of stuff goes over your head.
well, we want to thank you for coming on, and we
I think
hope.
it was the 28-year thing about the triple murder thing.
Oh, I
like
still don't
I'm
get it.
serving a sentence
you are serving
longer
yeah.
Please,
because I'm with
Here,
you.
do
I
you
didn't
know-
say it this time, but he said it, and Marianne.
there. How
Got
many
it.
times did you have to cut in line to get to me? I mean, come on, please.
You shouldn't have given me a microphone. That's all I got to say.
Please buy the book.
I
You're
was
gonna
under
enjoy the
duress.
stories. It's on Amazon. You
It's
can
on
get it on your
Amazon.
Kindle. You can get it on the
and
Kindle.
paperback.
How much is it on the Kindle? Like $9.99?
Kindle
or-
is $9.99,
Yeah.
and the other one is $15.
Now, is it going to be? It's available in hard copy now, or do you have it local?
I can
or?
do a hard copy, but I think the more important, I just wanted to get it
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
I can make a hard copy. It just makes it more
Yeah,
expensive.
everybody reads
Yeah.
on a Kindle. I mean, who?
Right.
I was so.
I
hooked-
like holding a book.
I
and
was
the
so. You don't even read. I mean, when was
Well,
the last?
that was
Wait,
rude.
when was the last hard copy book you read? Name it.
I
Name
read
it.
a lot of stuff with my work. I don't read a lot,
Oh,
but
okay.
that
Yeah,
I
she
read.
read.
She's
That
a
I
serious
read.
read woman.
School books, like you'd have to go.
Like on physics and stuff.
Okay, she reads about physics.
All right,
and
no,
I read
I'm not
Vince
believing.
Flynn.
I'm not believing that.
Physics. I mean, so the Kindle is $9.99, and how much do you make off each book?
$3, but I've already started.
Nice.
As you know, I've already donated some money to you guys. So
You did?
Yes,
It's kinda
we
just-
appreciate
Oh,
that.
thank you for that. We appreciate it.
I
Yeah.
love that cup of coffee thing. Great idea.
It's crazy.
Thank
It's
you.
crazy. Everybody knows
And
what the
did you
cup of
see
coffee
we got
things.
new
Yeah.
we just got coffee
It's the
mugs
crazy.
from our
it's-
friends.
yeah.
But the
Okay,
other
here.
thing I want to plug for the book is when you buy the book, you get access to this website, and it's all the pictures that I took of the people.
What is the name of the website? What's
You got to read. You got to get the book.
well, I mean, people here might want to go check out the website.
When you buy the
You've
book,
got-
right inside
that's
here,
how you get
you got to
the
click on
access.
the. I got
yeah,
it.
you
got it.
go to this website in there, and it's got pictures of all of the people that I interviewed, like the
Awesome.
woman under the bridge. Some of them sent me videos, like the people Andrea Berg, who
Very
drove
cool.
out of San Carlos with the water up to the roof of their.
What's your next project going to be?
I don't know.
All right.
Are you still working at the horse rescue? What's going
Yeah.
on there?
We have a Chili Fest coming up.
Oh, there
nice.
you go.
Wait.
March 11th.
It's not.
Um,
it's not horse meat, is it?
No, they stole one of our horses. We're still looking for it.
Somebody stole one of your
Somebody
horses.
stole one
what
of our
kind
horses.
of crap is that?
Is it like a racehorse?
No, it was a rescue horse. We rescued this horse from a place where it was being abused.
And someone stole
Somebody
it?
came and stole it. So it's either there's
You know,
been a lot of horse.
I have to tell you
stuff around
something.
Here, so.
I've
Maybe
only
you should write a book on horse thieving.
I've only stole one thing in my life. Like I stole something from Times Square store. It was like I don't even know what it was. It was like a shirt. I don't even know
He
why.
was very young.
But I was young. I walked out, and then the security guards grabbed me and they put me in the back room, and they called my parents. They were threatened that they
Oh
were going
my
to call
God.
my parents. Like I was crying like a little girl. I mean, sorry, I don't mean.
Wow,
like
you
a little
just
baby.
insulted little girls.
I was
Wow.
crying like, don't call my parents. My dad would have whooped my ass in the worst way. I would rather go to jail than to have my dad
and
whoop
served
my ass.
28 years.
I never stole anything after that again. Never.
That's why he got to 28 years.
That's right.
So-
What did I do?
So I don't have any idea why I just told that story, but I don't know how. how
Neither
you
does
can
anyone
steal,
else.
Now,
but-
how you can steal a horse?
Well, there's some people steal them for meat. They'll actually take
Oh, I was
them-
joking. Somebody
Oh.
can eat a horse meat.
Well, it's a cultural thing. Some people eat horse meat, Like,
I
yeah,
don't
well,
need any
everybody
weight.
in here is probably eating birds.
So,
and
so what
stuff,
you're saying is that guy that rescued that horse in Turkey probably just ate it afterward.
I have no idea. But
Okay, well, back to the book.
Oh,
The
here's-
book looks fantastic.
She hates it when I
And
go off the
remind
rails.
everybody where they can get it again.
you can get that on
Amazon.
Amazon. And if you do buy it, review it. Even if you think it sucks and it's the biggest piece of crap ever,
Oh, stop.
that helps
Nobody's
me
gonna
because
say
if
that.
I do write another version, I can.
Yeah.
Yeah, with
No.
like constructive stuff, right?
24
Yeah.
stories,
And-
60 to 70% are from Fort Myers Beach. So thank you for doing it.
Thank you guys
for coming
coming
on.
for
Can we get a
coming
big hand for Roy? The name of the book is Stories from the Storm.
Yeah. And if you want flyers, I have them.
Here you
I'll
go.
pass
Hey, go
them
ahead
out.
and pass them out.
Thank
you so
guys.
much for coming on.
Thank you.
We're not
Thank
going to
you.
leave without Dixie coming on the show. Oh,
Okay.
yes. Yes. You are coming on the show.
Dear, you can't make people do it.
She's coming on the show. Come on.